Nothing But the Words, episode number 77, Lessons from a Successful Book Launch Party.
Welcome to Nothing But the Words, the podcast that gives you everything you need to know to write a phenomenal book. Now here's your host, your author coach, Candace L. Davis.
Hey there, and welcome to Nothing But the Words. I'm your author coach, Candace L. Davis. I hope your week and your writing are both going really, really well. A few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to attend a client's book launch party, and I was really impressed by the things that she did well. This client, who I'll call Sandra, poured so much of herself into writing this book. She really showed up on the page for her readers. She was transparent when it mattered most. She took responsibility when it would have been easy to play the victim in her story. All in all, she really focused on writing a phenomenal book and providing deep transformational value for her readers. So it was really a pleasure to go out and support her at her book launch party. Honestly, I don't leave my house on Friday evenings, but it was important for me to show up for her. As you can imagine, I have been to lots of book launch parties over the years. And when I go, it is kind of hard for me to just be a guest and turn off coaching mode. So I just fully embrace it and show up as a coach who is there to learn from the process, to support her client, but also to come away with the kinds of details I'll share with you here. Your book launch, depending on where you are in the writing process, may seem so far away in the future right now, but the day will eventually come and you want to be prepared for it. It's a big deal and it should feel like a big deal. So I want to share a few lessons from Sandra's book launch that I think can help anyone have a successful book launch party. Now remember, the launch and the party are two different things. The launch is just the publishing of your book and announcing it to the world. The party goes along with the launch. And yes, some of these lessons will also apply to an online book launch. Even before the pandemic, many people chose to do online book launches because you can reach your audience across the country and around the world. Either way, these lessons will help you in creating a really successful and effective book launch party. So lesson number one. Lesson number one is to choose the right venue. Sandra threw her book launch party at a small theater. The space had a little lobby with plenty of comfortable seating, and the theater itself made it easy for people to social distance and still clearly see and hear everything going on at the event. Now, I've been to book launch parties in people's homes, in bookstores, even at a NARS cosmetic store, and in other places. Any space can work if it's comfortable and allows people to mingle and be engaged in the events taking place. Just make sure that there's room for people to sit down at some point. I've been to book launch parties where you had to stand all night, and women dress up and often wear heels and then they're stuck standing, right? So when people have to stand, they tend to want to leave earlier. So provide some seating for people at your book launch party. Lesson number two, feed the people. Listen, like it or not, food is an important part of social events in our culture and most cultures, and it can set the tone for your event. People get cranky if they get there and there's nothing to eat, nothing to sip on, and particularly if you are delayed in getting started and they're just kind of sitting around, or if it's at the dinner hour or the lunch hour and you're having an event and you don't provide any food. Sandra had a spread of finger foods, including some healthy options and some more indulgent, and drinks on offer. I didn't eat anything because I just had dinner, but lots of people did, and I appreciated just having the option. Trust me, people are happier when there's food to eat. Lesson number three, hire or recruit a host for your book launch party. From the moment I stepped into the theater, Sandra's event host made sure I and all the other guests knew what the itinerary was. We had the opportunity to buy books, and we found a comfortable place to sit. When a group of women said they had to leave early, Sandra's host even took their book backstage to have Sandra sign it because they wouldn't be able to stick around for the book signing portion of the event. She was really attentive and she really made sure things flowed well. But the most important part about that for the author was that Sandra could just sit in the back and allow her host to smooth over things while Sandra prepared to come out and be the amazing author she is. She didn't have to try to take care of the details or to take care of her guests. She had someone else do that for her. So hire or recruit a host for your book launch party. Lesson number 4, make it easy to buy books. In this case, Sandra used Eventbrite to sell tickets to her event. The tickets were free and basically served as an RSVP for the event. But through Eventbrite, She also offered an option to purchase a book with your ticket. That's what I did. It was super easy. And of course, when you've got a book waiting for you at the event, you're much more likely to get in the car and show up even when you don't feel like it. Sandra also had books on sale at the venue, and her host was prepared to take Zelle and Cash App and cash, basically any way you could pay for a book except for a check. She was going to be able to take your payment. So make it easy for the people who show up for you to buy your book from you. Lesson number 5, start on time. Now, Sandra did not start exactly on time, but she wisely created a reception area where her guests could mingle and eat and talk until the official events started. This gave those of us who arrived on time, people like me who do not do tardy, something to do while we waited. But the best practice is to start on time. If you tell people you're having a 7 p.m. book launch, it's fine to have a reception from 6:30 to 7, right? It allows people time to straggle in, but then get started. Don't delay. Lesson number 6, talk about the book. I've been to book launch parties where the author just signed books and sent you on your way. That is a mistake. You want the people who showed up for your party to be excited about the book. So read an excerpt, talk about what inspired you to write this book and what you hope it will do in the world. You want to get them excited to go out and talk about your book and talk about how great it is and how they can't wait to read it and how other people need to read it. Sandra read an excerpt from her book, and then she sat down to be interviewed about the book. She had a friend come in who was good at conducting interviews. They sat down kind of like in an Oprah under the tree style interview, and her friend interviewed her about the book. That really took the pressure off Sandra. She didn't have to stand on stage and entertain us for an hour. All she had to do was answer questions, and she did that really well. Lesson number 7, invite more people and invite them personally. Now, Sandra had a decent turnout for her party, but I honestly expected to see about twice as many people because I know she's well connected and well loved across several communities. Where I think she went wrong on this one aspect of her book launch was in not inviting enough people and not inviting them personally. It's easy to use social media to share information about your book launch party and to tag the people you want to invite. It's easy to use social media to even create an event and send invitations to people that way. Those are great options, and you absolutely can and maybe should use them. At the same time, they're not enough. I suggest you reach out directly to the people you really want to see there. Text them or call them. If you're texting them, don't do a group text. Reach out to them individually and let them know how much you would love to see them at your book launch party. Send invitations in the mail if that makes sense for your guests. People love getting a beautiful invitation in the mail. Call people and tell them how much you're looking forward to seeing them there. And send email reminders or text reminders the day before and the day of. You want to get the bodies in the room. You want to have the right people there. Right now, some people who really do want to support you may RSVP yes, and then have last minute doubts because of COVID concerns or other things that come up. So you really want to extend your invitation to as many people as possible. And then you really want to reach out personally and let them know you want them in the room. Lesson number 8, get video and still shots of you. This is a great opportunity for you to get promotional video and photos that you can use for future marketing purposes. If you don't have the budget for a professional photographer or videographer, you can still get a couple of friends to volunteer to get these shots for you. You will want them later for your website and social media and other marketing materials. And honestly, you'll want them just for yourself. Your book launch is a big deal, and it's the kind of event, because you're the star of the show, that's going to pass by so quickly that videos and pictures can really help you remember what happened that day. Lesson number 9, get video testimonials and still shots from guests. Now, Sandra did this really well. She had a videographer who took quick testimonials from guests. Even if they hadn't read the book yet, they talked about how much they loved her and how much they were looking forward to reading the book. Her photographer also took photos of Sandra with each person who got their book signed. You will want all of these. And you can include a release form. If you want to use these for like promotional purposes, you can include a release form. That could be a part of the ticket when they get their ticket, or that they just sign when they come in the door. Lesson number 10, the final lesson here. Remember, your book launch party is a part of your book marketing plan. Yes, it is a celebratory event and you should have fun. Your guests should have fun. It should be entertaining. You should feel like a star for the night. which to people like me who are introverts does not sound particularly great, I have to tell you, but there are ways you can do it without having so much focus on you. But don't forget that this is all still a part of marketing your book. That might mean anything that you can think of to help you market your book from this event, right? Including the photos and the videos. But it might mean slipping a note in each book, a little handwritten note, thanking each person for coming and asking them to review the book on Amazon. It might mean offering bundles and packages so your guests can buy multiple copies of your book at a discounted price or buy your books bundled with some of your other projects or products. It definitely should mean guests are first added to your email list and second can easily connect with you on social media. When you have a room full of people who have taken the time out of their busy schedules, made the effort to show up to support you, you don't want to miss that opportunity to bring them into your overall book marketing plan. They're there to support you anyway. And even if you have an online book launch party, there is still a lot of value in hosting even a small in-person party. It's a way to really thank your readers and supporters, and it's a way to really create excitement about you and about your book. If you're in the early stages of writing your book right now and the book launch seems so far off, that's fine. You will probably come up with some ideas along the way about things that you think would be cool to do. Start to dream about it now. Start to plan the book launch party you'd love to have. Keep track of your ideas and look forward to your big night. That's all for this episode, my friends. For more writing tips and inspiration, follow me on Instagram at Candace L. Davis. Thanks for listening to Nothing But the Words. I'm your author coach, Candace L. Davis, and I'll see you next time.